Ho, ho, ho. The holiday season is a time for warmth, reflection, and reconnecting with old friends. Today, I'm here to share a tale from the life of a remarkable woman named Emma, who left behind the bustling city for the tranquil charm of canal life. But even the most serene souls sometimes yearn for the lights and laughter of old ties. Let's join Emma as she returns to London for a holiday adventure filled with friendship, memories, and the magic of the season. Chapter 18. A Return to Old Ties. The train pulled into London's bustling Euston station late in the afternoon, its windows streaked with raindrops. Emma stepped onto the platform, a blend of excitement and apprehension coursing through her. London felt both familiar and foreign now. She hadn't been back since leaving her city job to embrace canal life. The sharp scents of wet concrete and distant coffee shops hit her senses as she maneuvered through the throng, her small travel bag in tow. Her friend Clara was waiting just outside the station, her bright smile cutting through the dreary weather. "Emma!" Clara called, rushing forward to embrace her. The two women laughed as they hugged, their chatter bubbling up like they'd never been apart. Clara had been Emma's closest confidant during her years in the city, and their bond had remained strong despite the distance. She lived in a cozy terraced house in Camden, where Emma would be staying for most of her visit. "Wait till you see the decorations," Clara said, as they wove through the streets. Camden's gone all out this year. The narrow streets were lined with festive lights, their warm glow reflecting off puddles. Shops displayed glittering ornaments, and the air carried hints of roasted chestnuts from a nearby market. It was all so different from the quiet canals, and Emma felt a pang of nostalgia for Serendipity. Still, she was glad to be here, among friends and the vibrant hum of the city. The first few days passed in a whirl of activity. Clara had an itinerary of sorts, a mix of nostalgic revisits to old haunts and new experiences to explore. They walked along Regent's Canal, its towpath bustling with holiday shoppers and street performers. Emma couldn't help but compare it to the rural stretches of waterways she'd grown used to. Here, the canal felt like a decorative thread woven into the city's fabric, lively and full of stories. One evening, Clara hosted a dinner party, inviting mutual friends from their city days. Emma felt both joy and a touch of unease as she caught up with everyone. The conversation inevitably turned to her new life on the canals. "You've really gone off-grid," teased Hannah, a former colleague. "Don't you miss the energy of the city?" Emma smiled. "Sometimes, but there's something freeing about waking up to the sound of water instead of traffic. It's a different kind of energy, calmer, but just as vibrant in its own way." Her friends were intrigued, peppering her with questions about her narrowboat and life on the waterways. For a moment, Emma felt like a storyteller, weaving tales of locks and tunnels, of quiet mornings and unexpected friendships. Midway through her visit, Emma ventured south to spend a few days with her university friend Sophie, who lived near Greenwich. Sophie's home was a stark contrast to Clara's bustling Camden retreat, a serene flat overlooking the Thames. The river stretched wide and steady below her windows, its surface glinting in the winter sun. "Do you miss the canals when you're here?" Sophie asked as they sipped tea watching the boats pass. "Sometimes," Emma admitted. "But this view, there's a kind of grandeur to it, isn't there?" Sophie nodded. "And yet you found something smaller, more intimate with the canals. I envy that." Their conversations flowed easily, punctuated by walks along the river and visits to Greenwich Market. Sophie had always been the quieter of Emma's friends, her company a soothing counterbalance to Clara's whirlwind energy. As the days slipped by, Emma found herself reflecting more and more on the differences between her past life and her present one. London was dazzling in its holiday splendor, but it also felt exhausting. The canals, with their slower pace and closer connection to nature, called to her. Her final weekend in the city was spent back with Clara, exploring Hampstead Heath and indulging in long late-night conversations over mulled wine. Clara pressed her to stay longer, but Emma shook her head. "I'll come back in spring," she promised. "But for now, I need to get back to Serendipity. The canals are home now." And so, my friends, As Emma returns to her narrowboat and the canals she calls home, she carries with her the joy of friendship, the sparkle of city lights, and the peace of knowing where her heart belongs. May your holiday season be filled with warmth, wonder, and cherished moments. Until we meet again, keep the magic alive and the stories flowing. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas to all, and to all goodbye until next week.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this chapter of Emma's Canal Chronicles, don't forget to give a thumbs up and hit subscribe for more. There are plenty more reflections and canal-side adventures ahead, so stay tuned for the next chapter in Emma's journey. And don't miss our upcoming ghost stories this festive season. On Christmas Eve, enjoy the spine-chilling tale of the Phantom Express. Then, on New Year's Eve, experience the haunting mystery of the Ghost of Frogmore Hall. Perfect for cosy winter evenings by the fire or a peaceful night on the water. For those of you who enjoy storytelling on the go, you can also check out a wide selection of audiobooks that Emma, Jack and John love to listen to while cruising along the canals. Stay tuned for more fun and mysterious tales to come.